of CBE, now transitioning to grade 10 to senior school. The results are out, and I don't know what your first assessment of that process is, Bwana.
Yeah, thank you for having me this morning. Yes, my first assessment is parents seem to be unaware of what CBE was all about. Many of them are already questioning the ranking and the way the assessments are being displayed. Many of them don't understand the the approaching, the EE exceeding, all these things seem to be a confusion to our parents, and that raises questions because CBE is supposed to be a system that involves parents, teachers, and everybody. All of us needed to have been carried along. So when we start seeing that kind of confusion, just asking, were we with these parents? Were we as Kenyans together as this? We laid down this CBC curriculum. So of course those are the issues. But another thing that I'm also getting is that schools are trying to rank, especially private schools, to rank and to show that their children passed and did very well. Of course, public schools have not tried to show anything like that. And I think that could be the reason why the ministry has come out very clearly. Is it the ministry or NEC? I think it's NEC, Kenya National Examination Council, to say, no, there's nothing like ranking. This is just an assessment, no ranking. But that is a lie. That's a lie from hell, because there is no system, no type of education that doesn't have kind of measurements.
But where is this disconnect coming in, Jasper? On one hand, he says the parents do not understand what's happening. Schools are not in tandem with what the ministry says. The schools are quick to rank their students and to even publish in newspapers showing who got what. The ministry says no. That cannot happen. So it means it's a disconnect around. Where is the disconnect?
Thank you, Fred, for having me. And good morning to our viewers. Indeed, what Amunga says is correct, that the parents or the public in general was not brought up to speed on what is expected. Even before the release of these results, I mean, it could have been better if the Kenya National Examinations Council could have taken through Kenyans what they expect, such that it is not something that is boomeranging on them on the release of the exams day. For me, my take, as far as the release of the exams is concerned, is we seem not to have made much progress in terms of the data. It is expected, Mr. Munga is a teacher, it's expected that after the results, then you can be able to read at those particular figures and take action. We've seen in the past with KCP, KCSE, on the day of the release of the exams, there is much fanfare, and then it just disappears like that. That data does not translate to the counties, to the sub-counties, to see where did they not get it right. Have we achieved whatever that we wanted from this competency-based curriculum? What can be done in regard to the schools that have not performed very well? And Fred, we know that public schools in Kenya do not perform as much as the private schools do, and therefore the government might be reluctant to dissect those particular figures deeper, because it will show that particular underbelly. And therefore, that's what I'm saying. I expected that, considering we have a shift from 844 to CBC, can we now also do changes as far as our approach to result is concerned? Which action can be taken? Because there are some subjects which were mentioned to have performed poorly. So what can be done in regard to those particular subjects from the ministry level? Yes. Even before it is at the teacher's level. But listening
to both of you, you seem to be siding with the schools, yet it is the schools that appear reluctant to move with the times. This was supposed to be an assessment, not an exam. Schools are quick to just treat it as the exams of 844, KCSE or KCPE and rank students and say we performed very well. Don't you think that is part of the problem, Bwana Munga? Yeah. That this should have been an assessment where just to gauge the ability of a learner as they transition to senior school?
Yes, it's just semantics. The words assessment and exam and measurement and tests and cuts. If we went through school, we all went through school. These are just the same thing. When you talk about an assessment, it's actually an exam. When you talk about a test, it's an exam. When you talk about a cut, we used to call it cut. Those are exams. They have marks. The reason why they are assessments is because they can be measured. Anything that can be measured has numbers, has digits, So we cannot really claim that because this is an assessment, so we cannot really rank. It still doesn't make sense. Because how do you select those ones who are going to go to the top, the STEM paths, the pathways that we're talking about, the schools that we have been hearing called the national schools? Right now we're talking about children, all of them have selected particular schools. Actually, there were over 5,000 schools that were not even selected at all with students. So why did they select some schools and leave out others? And why will some schools pick, for example? Why will Alliance Girls or Alliance Boys pick children different from the ones that Huisero will pick? It's because there is something called assessment. Assessment goes with measurement. So we can't run away. As teachers, we can't run away from measuring and evaluating our learners. In the process of evaluating them, or what we are calling now assessment, then we have to do some kind of ranking. There is no way I can give you EE, exceeding expectation. When I say you are exceeding expectation and another one is approaching, I've already ranked you. So that ranking is there. But I know why the government is very sensitive about it. The reason why we came up with CBE mostly, they say it was to avoid the bottleneck competition between schools. They felt that some schools are now even using a lot of money. They are even, paying for their children to be ranked higher. So the system wanted to cut down on this,
Has it succeeded?
No, it hasn't, and it will never do it, because at the end of the day, even today, many parents I'm talking to are now already saying, if I have to take my child to learn CBE, I will look for a good school that has got the pathways. And most of them are now already talking about the private schools in this country that are able to have the equipment. Quality education is three things: quality tools, quality environment, quality teachers. Now, the top private schools in this country seem to be having these things already. They are prepared. We, in public schools, most of us, actually, even as teachers in high schools, we have not been trained. Retooling started the other day. So, parents are not foolish. People normally say, Wakenya si wajinga.
Okay, but the ministry says that they are going to use a different kind of formula. As currently they are embarking on the school placement, which will end, I think, at the end of this week. And they say that, okay, fine, they've put into context all these challenges you're talking about, the disparity between private and public schools, the disparity between urban areas and rural areas. And they say it is not obvious. The way 844 you get an A and you know you're going to a certain school, that this time around it's going to be different. Are you